First and foremost, we don't need any negotiation for our political party to be recognized.
Security forces have withdrawn from the home of National Unity Platform NUP President Robert Chagulanyi, popularly known as Bobi Wine, in Bagwere, Wakiso district. The development follows weeks of heavy deployment around his residence where access had been tightly restricted. Earlier, no one was allowed in or out as authorities sought to prevent a planned protest by opposition leaders over the poor state of roads in Kampala city. The withdrawal is now being interpreted as a significant shift in the political and security environment surrounding the opposition leader. Bobi Wine speech from Washington. Meanwhile, Bobi Wine has resurfaced in Washington, United States, after weeks in hiding. In a public statement, he declared his intention to return to Uganda despite ongoing security concerns. I intend to return home, he said, while warning that he still faces threats to his safety. He also renewed calls for international sanctions against President Yoweri Museveni's government, accusing it of political repression. His reappearance has reignited debate over his next political move and the conditions under which he may safely return.
Do you feel still under threat, even far away from Uganda? I mean, do you think there are threats on your life, or because you're across the Atlantic, you are protected?
I am still under threat. I am aware that I'm being followed. And, in Uganda, history shows that many dissidents have left the country and have been followed and hurt, harmed, or even killed from very far away from home. I am still under threat. However, at least I know that I can communicate in the tentative. I can be able to speak to the world.
Right. What are you waiting for? There is also talk that U.S. Ambassador to Uganda, William Popp, is brokering an agreement with President Museveni that would allow your safe return and your party, the National Unity Platform, to be recognized as a legitimate political party. Are there such talks underway to help you get back and help your party re-become a normal political party?
First and foremost, we don't need any negotiation for our political party to be recognized. The law is not to be negotiated. The law is the law, and according to the law in Uganda and internationally, we are a legitimate political party. We have never been disagreeable to dialogue. We are for dialogue, but we don't believe in transactional dialogue. We believe in constructive and principled dialogue. First and foremost, I am not going to negotiate my freedom. My freedom must be guaranteed.
But do you think that there are conditions under which you could go back to Uganda despite the antagonism you mentioned with the regime and especially the son of the president?
Absolutely. I intend to go back to my country. My fight is in Uganda. My work is in Uganda. And my citizenship is in Uganda. I'm a Ugandan. and I have to go back to my country. However, I am supposed to be in Uganda as a free citizen, not as a person who must beg for my freedom.
Court grants bail to no official. In a related development, the Nakawa Chief Magistrate's Court granted cash bail of shillings 500,000 to John Mary Sebufu, a member of NOP's Electoral Management Committee and Nakawa Division Lord Councillor. As part of his bail conditions, Sebufu was ordered to deposit his passport with the court. His release is part of a broader trend in recent weeks where several NOP officials have been granted bail after periods of detention linked to post-election tensions.
The applicant shall deposit with this court his passport for custody until the determination of this case or until such further orders as motivate.
Government NOP talks gain momentum. Reports indicate that quiet but intensive negotiations between the government and NOP are underway to facilitate Bobi Wine's dignified and secure return. Sources suggest the talks involve senior NOP figures, including Secretary General David Lewis Rubongoya and leader of the opposition Joel Senyonyi, as well as government representatives such as Uganda's UN Ambassador Adonia Ayabare. Although some NOP officials have denied knowledge of the talks, security sources confirm multiple meetings have taken place. According to Nile Post, the withdrawal of security from Bagwere is believed to be one of the first tangible outcomes of these discussions. And lastly, signs of de-escalation emerge. Political analysts say the combination of security withdrawal, ongoing negotiations, and the release of opposition figures signals a possible de-escalation of tensions following the disputed January 2026 elections. Both sides are reportedly keen to avoid further confrontation, with efforts focused on ensuring a smooth and conflict-free return for Bobi Wine. However, uncertainty remains over the final agreement and timeline as Uganda watches closely for the next developments in this evolving political story.